Hey, folks, do you really think you know everything about WWE rings and their heroes? Let's discuss giant legends who ruled arenas. Today, legends of arenas. Their struggle starts off stage. Their journey is for titles and humanity. Away from the spotlight. Their journey isn't just to fight for titles, but also for their own humanity. Today, you'll find out what challenges these giants face when no one is watching. Get ready to hear stories that lead to unpredictable twists. When no one is watching. Get ready to hear stories that lead to unpredictable twists. Leon White. Better known as Vader, he weighs 449 pounds and stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. Although he was not the heaviest wrestler in American history, he was considered one of the most injury-prone. This is a common issue among fighters who transition to wrestling from American football. He wasn't just your average big guy, he was a real powerhouse. He hid impressive muscles beneath a layer of fat, which made his performances spectacular for the audience and painful for his opponents. His athletic obesity allowed him to stay active in the ring for a long 30 years, from 1987 to 2017, hiding impressive muscles under a layer of fat, which made his performances spectacular for spectators and painful for opponents. His athletic obesity allowed him to stay active in the ring for a long 30 years, from 1987 to 2017. He spent a significant part of his career in major promotions like WCW and WWE, becoming a well-known figure in pop culture. Obesity didn't come without health consequences. White. He struggled with heart and knee problems his whole life, worsened by his love for risky jumps. Vader passed away in 2018 from a heart attack at the age of 63. For most of his career, Chris Polaris, known as King Kong Bundy, weighed around 445 pounds, but at his peak, he tipped the scales at over 462 pounds, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. In the 1980s, he was one of the most recognizable heavyweights in wrestling. Unlike Vader, Bundy didn't try to hide his appearance and preferred to engage in a slow, power-based style of wrestling. Thanks to this approach, his career lasted a full 20 years, from 1981 to 2007, with a 6-year break. Thanks to this approach, his career lasted a full 20 years. From 1981 to 2007, with a 6-year break. King Kong Bundy gained fame in WWE, but he never won a single title in that promotion. Bundy passed away in 2019, from complications related to diabetes at the age of 63. Just like Vader. Even before starting his wrestling career, in 1985, John Tenta moved from Canada to Japan to get into sumo. He achieved significant success, winning all 24 of his matches in 9 months. However, Tenta soon decided to end his career. Later, he admitted, no other sport made him push his body to such extremes. John's weight reached 467 pounds, and he stood 6 feet 6 inches tall. Tenta quickly found his calling in wrestling, first in Japan and then in the United States. He spent most of his career in WWE, where he once became a tag team champion. John Tenta passed away in 2004 at the age of 42 due to bladder cancer. Born in Hawaii, Chadwick Rowan also got into sumo. He got so immersed in this sport that he took Japanese citizenship. He changed his name and reached the highest title, becoming one of the heaviest yokozunas in history. He weighed 514 pounds and stood 6 feet 7 inches tall. However, he gained widespread popularity thanks to his appearance on WWE's WrestleMania 21, where Akebano defeated the Giant. According to the rules of sumo, in total, Akebano had 3 matches in the American promotion before returning to Japan. There, he continues to actively compete and even tried his hand at MMA and kickboxing. Nelson Frazier's average weight hovered around 485 pounds, but at the peak of his career, he was close to 573 pounds, standing 6 feet tall. 8 inches. His career lasted from 1991 to 2013. During this time, he managed to work in various promotions and win numerous titles. However, he gained the most fame in WWE, where he was remembered for his terrifyingly evil persona, Viscera. In WWE, he managed to win the Tag Team Championship, the Hardcore title, and even became King of the Ring. In 1995, that secured his place in history. Nelson Frazier passed away in 2014 from a heart attack. He spent his whole life in Russia. he suffered from high blood pressure and diabetes. Because of this, in his last years, he switched to a strict diet and lost weight down to 397 pounds. Even though Yokozuna played the role of a sumo wrestler, he never actually practiced that style of wrestling. Rodney belonged to the Samoan family Anoa'i. However, Yokozuna's character turned out to be so successful that starting from his debut in WWE in 1992, he remained probably the top heavyweight in wrestling. He weighed a whopping 589 pounds and stood 6 feet 3 inches tall. 3 inches. In the company, he won twice. He won the Tag Team Championship and triumphed in the Royal Rumble tournament, and he became the WWE Champion twice. And no one landed on the enemy with their massive rear end. As impressive as Yokozuna, Rodney died in 2000 from pulmonary edema. His death was sudden and directly related to his extreme weight. At the time of his death, he was only 34 years old. William Kolu originally worked as a circus performer, showcasing tricks with bales of hay. That's where his stage name and the image of a country boy come from. Truly of gigantic size, weighing 602 pounds and standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. Kolu burst into professional wrestling in 1956. He spent most of his career in small regional American promotions, but over time he made his way to WWE, where he even held the Tag Team Championship. William often performed in a tag team, frequently stepping into the ring alongside other giants and heavyweights. He usually played supporting roles in the mid-cards, but he still left a mark in the memories of wrestling fans from that time. In 2003, WWE even included him in the list of the 50 greatest wrestlers of all time. Yokozuna ended his career in 1980. The cause was his excessive weight. In 1986, he lost his left leg due to diabetes, and in 1989, he died from complications of the disease. He was 55 years old. Mount Michael isn't as well known as Yokozuna or King Kong Bundy, since he started his career at a time when wrestling was just beginning to turn into a global entertainment phenomenon. He performed in the ring for 10 years, from 1967 to 1977. Michael had to perform in a team with a haystack. Their combined weight was an incredible 1,212 pounds, with Fletcher weighing in at 624 pounds. His height was 6 feet, 3 inches. Harry Fletcher, unfortunately, died in quite an unfortunate way. After his wrestling career, he became a bus driver. In 1988, while moving the driver's seat, he accidentally cut his leg. A staph infection developed in the wound, complicated by Fletcher's diabetes. He passed away from that infection at the age of 47. Michael Stanko's fate is truly tragic. He was so huge that he could not perform spectacular maneuvers or move unexpectedly fast. In the ring, he acted like a super slow powerhouse, and how can you be quick when you weigh 650 pounds and stand 6 feet tall? Still, he had his own charisma. And how can you be fast when you weigh 650 pounds and are 6 feet tall? Still, he had his own charisma. And in every independent promotion he wrestled for, Stanko played the role of a shameless villain. Despite his extreme weight, his career lasted over 10 years. From 2001 to 2012. The end of his career was marked by colon cancer, with which Michael struggled for 3 years, when it became clear that he had little time left to live, and no treatments would help anymore. He organized an online fundraiser for his own funeral. He needed to raise $5,000. By the time he passed away, they still hadn't raised the necessary amount, and Michael died at the age of 47. Happy Humphrey made his ring debut in 1953 and still holds the title of the heaviest wrestler in history. On average, he weighed 802 pounds, but at his peak, he exceeded 882 pounds. He was actually short for that weight. Just 6 feet. His excess weight defined his career, which lasted nearly 10 years. But Cobb had a tough time dealing with these challenges. Despite that, he was a true professional at his craft. No one could. Humphrey was better at taking hits and falling correctly in the ring. Cobb ended his career due to weight-related issues. So then, he decided to take care of his health. In 2 years, Happy Humphrey lost weight down to 231 pounds and even made it into the Guinness Book of Records. In 1989, Cobb died of a heart attack. He was 62 years old. But it wasn't just male wrestlers who had impressive sizes. Female fighters don't fall short either. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any information about the heaviest wrestlers currently living. Things went a lot better with the women. So, take a look. Who's on the list? The most outstanding and heaviest female wrestler on this list is Taya Stevens, whose real name is Irina Karma. She was born on September 4, 1977, in Carson, California, and started her career in the GJ promotion in 2004. In 2007, she debuted in TNA under the name Amazing Kong, where she achieved significant accomplishments over the course of 3 years. Her weight is 287 pounds, and she's 5 feet tall and 8 inches. In 2010, she moved to DWW, where she changed her name to Karma. A year later, she had to leave because of her pregnancy. Karma made her return in 2012 at the Men's Royal Rumble, but soon WWE ended their partnership with her. In 2015, she resumed her career in TNA, and in 2016, she wrapped it up. In 2019, Karma made her return to the ring by signing a contract with AEW. But 2 years later, she officially left professional wrestling. Savannah Finnan was born on May 29, 1984, in Sydney, Australia. She is related to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Before starting her wrestling career, Finnan was in the plus-size modeling business, and she definitely had the right measurements for it. She weighs 264 pounds and is 5 feet 8 inches tall. Inches. In 2014, she signed a contract with WWE. Savannah made her ring debut on May 7, 2015, at an NXT show under the name Zada. In August of that same year, her ring name was changed to Nia Jax. In March 2018, Jax faced betrayal from her best friend, who held the title of Women's Division Champion. Jax got her revenge on April 8, 2018, at WrestleMania 34, winning the championship belt. WWE Raw Among Women, which became her first major achievement in her career. A month later, she successfully defended her title in a rematch. In the Raw episode from August 3, 2020, Nia Jax was suspended from participating in WWE for an indefinite period due to an attack on a WWE staff member. At Payback, Jax and Baszler won the tag team titles, giving Jax her first tag team title and her second overall in WWE. The contract with WWE was terminated on November 4th. In 2021. In 2023, she made her return to WWE. Finnan participated in the 7th season of the reality show, Total Divas. In 2024, she won the Queen of the Ring title. Kimberly Benson was born on May 6, 1991, in Kilburty, Scotland. She signed a contract with WWE, where she performs on SmackDown under the ring name Piper Niven. Her stats are pretty impressive. Weighing 220 pounds, standing at 5 feet 6 inches. Benson started her career in the UK in independent promotions under the ring name Viper, and she also performed in American independent promotions, Shimmer Women Athletes, and in Japan at World Wonder Ring Stardom. After participating in the Mae Young Classic in 2017, Benson signed a contract with WWE in 2019. From 2021 to 2022, she performed under the ring name Doudrop, before returning to her original name. Kimberly Benson was the Artist of Stardom champion, a 2-time champion in International Championship Wrestling. Among women, she is the champion of the Southwestern Association of Wrestling and a 2-time WWE 24/7 champion, as well as the WWE Women's Tag Team champion. In the world of sports, you come across different types of wrestling fighters. Some of them stand out for their speed, while others for their agility and skill. But there are also those who grab attention with their impressive physical power. These athletes are different from all the others because of their size, which often makes them unique and helps them secure victories. But there are also those who grab attention with their impressive physical power. These athletes stand out from all the others because of their size, which often makes them unique and helps them secure victories. And now, friends, I want to make you a very interesting offer. You have a unique opportunity to become part of our team. If you have video editing skills, you can voice over videos in Russian, English, and other languages. Or do you write interesting scripts? We would be happy to work with you. Write to us in our Telegram bot. The link is in the description. That's all for today. See you soon.